Sarah stared at her reflection in the coffee shop window, watching her breath fog the glass on this cold Tuesday morning. 34, she felt like she was living someone else's life. The promotion she'd chased for 3 years went to someone else. Again, her relationship felt stuck in neutral. Her savings account laughed at her dreams of travel. But what Sarah didn't know, what none of us know, is that 7 ancient laws were orchestrating every moment of her existence. These aren't the laws you learned in school. They're not written in any constitution, yet they govern your reality more powerfully than gravity governs the planets. Today, we're going to uncover the 7 Hermetic principles that have been shaping human experience for thousands of years, and most importantly, how recognizing them can transform your life forever. Let's go back to Sarah in that coffee shop. As she scrolled through her phone, comparing her life to carefully curated Instagram posts, she was unknowingly demonstrating the first Hermetic law. The all is mind. The universe is mental. This isn't some mystical mumbo-jumbo. Neuroscience now proves what ancient Hermetic texts claimed millennia ago. Your brain literally creates your reality. When Sarah focused on lack, her reticular activating system filtered out opportunities. When she dwelled on failure, her neural pathways strengthened those thought patterns. But here's where it gets fascinating. Last month, Sarah decided to write down 3 things she was grateful for each morning. Nothing earth-shattering happened immediately, but by week 3, she noticed the barista's smile. By week 4, she struck up a conversation with a stranger who mentioned a job opening. The external world hadn't changed. Sarah's mental framework had. Your thoughts aren't just happening to you, they're happening ASU. You are not the victim of your mind. You are its architect. 3 weeks after changing her morning routine, Sarah noticed something strange. Her apartment, usually cluttered and chaotic, started bothering her. Without conscious effort, she began organizing her space. Her relationships shifted too. The drama she usually attracted seemed to dissolve. This is the principle of correspondence in action. As above, so below. As within, so without. Your internal state mirrors your external reality with frightening accuracy. The chaos in your mind shows up as chaos in your environment. The peace in your heart manifests as harmony in your relationships. Think about the most successful person you know. I'll bet their workspace is organized, their communication is clear, and their inner dialogue is disciplined. This isn't coincidence, it's correspondence. Change one level, and the others follow like dominoes falling in perfect sequence. Look around your room right now. What is it telling you about your inner world? Sarah's friend Marcus called her crazy when she said she could feel people's energy. But modern physics vindicated her intuition. Everything, your thoughts, emotions, the chair you're sitting on vibrates at specific frequencies. When Sarah walked into that networking event last month, she wasn't just bringing her resume. She was broadcasting her energy signature. Confidence vibrates differently than desperation. Authenticity has a different frequency than pretense. And here's the kicker. People pick up on these vibrations subconsciously. Remember that person who made you feel instantly comfortable, even though you just met? Or that individual who seemed off despite saying all the right things? You were reading their vibrational signature. Sarah learned to tune into her own frequency first. When she felt anxious, she'd breathe deeply and literally shift her energy. The results were immediate and undeniable. You don't just have emotions, you become them. Choose your vibrational state as carefully as you choose your clothes. Sarah's darkest moment came 6 months ago when she was passed over for that promotion. She felt like a complete failure. But according to the 4th Hermetic law, failure and success aren't separate entities. They're opposite poles of the same continuum. This principle states that opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Hot and cold are both temperature. Love and hate are both passion. Success and failure are both outcomes. The breakthrough came when Sarah realized she could mentally slide along this continuum. Instead of asking, "Why am I such a failure?" she started asking, "What can this teach me about success?" Same situation, different pole. The rejection became redirection. The setback became setup. This isn't positive thinking. It's understanding the fundamental structure of reality. Every challenge contains its own solution. Every problem carries the seeds of opportunity. You just need to know which end of the pole to focus on. What if your biggest obstacle is actually your greatest advantage, viewed from the opposite pole? Sarah used to fight the natural rhythms of her life. When creativity struck at 2 a.m., she'd force herself to sleep. When energy dipped in the afternoon, she'd guzzle coffee and push through. She was swimming against the tide of her own nature. The fifth law reveals that everything moves in cycles. Seasons change, hearts beat, economies rise and fall. Your energy, creativity, and opportunities all follow natural rhythms. Once Sarah started tracking her patterns, everything shifted. She scheduled important conversations during her natural peak hours. She planned creative projects around her inspiration cycles. She stopped panicking during low periods, knowing they were temporary phases, not permanent states. Nature doesn't rush spring or apologize for winter. It simply follows its rhythm. When you align with your natural cycles instead of fighting them, you move with the flow of the universe rather than against it. Your setbacks aren't permanent, they're seasonal. Your comeback is already written in the rhythm of time. Sarah's life changed the day she stopped believing in luck. Every relationship, every opportunity, every setback could be traced back to specific causes she had set in motion. This isn't about blame, it's about power. When you realize that you're not a victim of random events but the author of causal chains, everything changes. That job offer didn't happen by chance. It was the effect of networking, skill building, and putting herself in the right situations. But here's where most people get it wrong. They focus on big, dramatic actions while ignoring the small, daily causes they're creating. Sarah learned that consistency trumps intensity. Daily disciplines create extraordinary destinies. The conversation with her future business partner happened because she chose to attend a conference. She attended because she invested in professional development. She invested because she decided to bet on herself. One decision cascaded into a life-changing opportunity. You are not experiencing random events. You are experiencing the effects of causes you set in motion. Change your causes. Change your life. Sarah's final breakthrough came when she understood that creation requires both masculine and feminine energies. Not just in relationships, but in everything. The masculine principle is focused, decisive, action-oriented. Plans, executes, and pushes forward. The feminine principle is intuitive, receptive, and creative. Feels, flows, and allows. For years, Sarah had been all masculine energy, forcing, pushing, controlling. She wondered why her efforts felt exhausting and her results felt empty. The missing piece was feminine energy, intuition, receptivity, trust. Now she combines both. She uses masculine energy to set goals and take action. She uses feminine energy to stay open to unexpected opportunities and trust the process. The result? Effortless achievement, inspired action, flow state living. Every successful venture, every thriving relationship, every creative breakthrough balances these energies. The most fulfilled people aren't just go-getters or dreamers, they're both. Stop trying to force your life into existence. Learn to dance between action and allowance, planning and flow, thinking and feeling. 6 months later, Sarah sits in the same coffee shop. But everything has changed. She got the promotion at a better company. Her relationship deepened into real partnership. Her bank account reflects her new reality. But the real transformation isn't external. Sarah now sees the matrix of laws operating in every moment. She works with them instead of against them. She's not fighting life anymore. She's dancing with it. These 7 laws have always been operating in your life. The question isn't whether they're real. The question is whether you'll use them consciously or unconsciously. Your mind is creating your reality right now. Your inner world is reflecting in your outer world. Your energy is attracting similar frequencies. Your perspective is determining your experience. Your actions are following natural rhythms. Your choices are creating effects. Your masculine and feminine energies are either in harmony or conflict. The 7 laws that control your life are no longer hidden. The only question remaining is, what will you do with this knowledge? You've been given the keys to the universe. The door is right in front of you. All you have to do is turn the key.